friends, and welcome back to, what are we on, day 4? Day 4, episode 3 of Vlogmas. So welcome back. Hi, my name is Heather, and you are here at Lemon Tree Corner where we do lots of crafty things. So let's go ahead and open our day 4 advents. We've got our fancy tea advent, so I realized I never said what it is. It's Kiss Me tea from Paris. So it's all in a French. And let's see, where's number 4? I remember seeing it yesterday. And now I've lost it again. You'll see, like, it's really hard to see the numbers. There it is. Day 4. Day 4. I'm already heating up my water. Okay. Day 4 is Prince Vladimir. That doesn't sound Parisian at all. Prince Vladimir citrus fruit, vanilla, and spice flavored black tea. Back to black tea. That's my favorite. Let's go get our water. I have to break out all my Christmas earrings. I just realized I'm not wearing any earrings. So we've got day 4. It smells very vanilla-y. This is a cute mug, like a Scandinavian sweater. It's from World Market, who knows how long ago. So here's the Vladimir, Prince Vladimir. That's really nice. I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's open up our our yarn advent. Okay, these are in order, so that's easy to find day 4. I think we do have a fade going on. It's another green. Very pretty. These are going to be nice. I did have a fade. The first yarn advent I got was Northern Lights, and it was just a beautiful fade. So excited to have another fade advent, and we will put that in the bowl. So far we are all green. I guess we got to get further into Wonderland before we get some color in there. We have the caterpillar coming up, so I wonder if we're going into blue. And then the flamingo should be pink, so we'll eventually get some other colors in there. And I forgot that we can now do a Christmas coloring page. So these are my favorite coloring books. Joanna Basford, and there's a Christmas one. So we will go through here and pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm not going to get through that many. Christmas pages that we can color, and maybe we can put them up on the wall. And we can use them for future inspiration boards in years to come. I didn't get to the Halloween one. Oh well, we'll save that one for next year. So in this episode, we are going to be putting up the Christmas tree and decorating that and getting that all done. My husband has a work trip coming up later this week, so he's going to be like gone for a couple of days. So I'm hoping to have him bring the tree in. We can get the lights on together, and then I'll take it from there. I'll decorate the whole thing from there. But just need his help getting the tree in. And we're back to sewing. I don't think I've sewn anything for like a month. So we have some fat quarters, these 2, and these 2, and we're gonna make some glass cases. So eyeglass cases with a flap and a snap. So I have bought all of the cam snaps. So these are plastic snaps. I gotta watch a video of how they go together. But I have a rivet press, a cam rivet press. And so I just bought a rivet die for those, and I bought a ton of these. We need to organize all of these in a way that I can find them easily, because my craft room is a mess. I have nowhere to put all of these snaps. I mean, it was like a big bundle of multicolored snaps. So we will have to organize that. And excited to finally be back to sewing something. It's literally been over a month, so that's not good. This is a sewing channel after all. And hopefully my yarn will come in during this video so we can take a look at my new Christmas yarn in its bright modern colors, hopefully, fingers crossed. It is Hobie, and the first time I ordered the yarn from Hobie, it was very true to the colors of the pictures on the website. So that's what I'm hoping for. It is a cotton acrylic blend, so I don't know that I'm going to love the blend. I'm not really loving the other yarn. It's 100% wool, but it's like this really weird feel to it. It doesn't slide very well, probably. Well, it is superwash. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it feels weird. So I would like to have a blanket project where the yarn doesn't feel annoying because it's really hard to work on these blankets and they're so big that having annoying yarn is gonna make me very unhappy. So we are finishing out the work week, and hopefully I'll get my Christmas cards in soon and get those ready to roll. And then after this week, I only have one more week of work for the entire year. Yay! So that's fun. So I'm going to be doing lots of fun things here. We also have to figure out the crochet bookmarks. That might be in the next video. I'm not sure when we're getting to those. So if that sounds fun to you, go ahead and grab yourself a cozy cup of tea, curl up in your cozy blankets, and let's get this tree going. That's pretty tall. It's got a nice tall thing for the star at the top.
I like it.
Okay. We have the tree. Ah, it smells divine. We are gonna let it rest overnight and then put it up tomorrow. Very tight. So we're gonna let him relax overnight, and then we'll probably put the lights on tomorrow, and then I can do the rest on my own. It's just easier with two people to put all the lights all the way around, just like you saw. You might be able to get her up and over. So this was my grandma's angel. I don't know if she made it or not. It's kind of a crochet lacework kind of thing that's been stiffened. So not sure if she made it or if she just used it. It does look like something she would make. She was a crocheter. It smells so good. You know, we used to have a fake tree for a long time when I lived in Tucson, and it was easy to set up and everything, but you just can't beat that smell. And we didn't really have space in this house for a big tree until we figured out that if we move the table. So the only problem is really Christmas Eve dinner when I host here. You know, we can't extend the table like we do for Thanksgiving, so we have to kind of make a separate table over here by the couch. But other than that, it's totally worth having the big giant tree in the corner. I love it. Hey friends, it's day 5. Let's take a look at our Advents. Number 5. White berries. Oh, that's so hard to read. Forest fruit flavored white tea. That'll be interesting. I'll let that steep for a while. Another cute mug. I believe this is from World Market too. Yep, World Market again, coming in with the win. And number 5 Advent yarn. Oh, it's still green. It's very pretty. It looks like we're transitioning into blue. They're all nice variegated yarns. I'll get that there. So it is tree time. We've let the tree relax. We're going to trim it up a bit. Pick a direction, pick the best side to face out, and then wrap it with all the lights. So we got some funky branches here in the front. So we're going to rotate the tree and find a better side for her. Tired already. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Set number 2 doesn't want to work either. We might be buying new lights. We might not be doing this tonight. Number 3 works, yay! Okay, so we're gonna have to pause and go in the garage and see if we can find some more white light sets. Either that or we're going to Walmart. Yeah, I think we did it. We found 3 white light sets that all work. We can continue. Not like the center, but far enough in. Not all the way in, but maybe like halfway in, so that the color ones are more towards the edge. I like to supervise. That's what men are for. welcome to day 6. Let's check our advents. Where do you open from? Oh, I guess I shouldn't have punched it. It's not a tea bag. It is a little tin. What are you? The thing is so small. It's like loose leaf potpourri. Might not be tea at all. Let me go get the magnifying glass. Alrighty, this is why we have a magnifying glass. Is it in French? Glug. It is glug. But it doesn't have an English. Okay, flavor blend of spices, fruits, and hibiscus. I'm assuming I just steep this in the water and drink it. Maybe mulled wine style, but I don't have any wine. Let's give it a shot. Okay. I'm not a huge hibiscus fan, so let's see. We've got Santa Paws is coming to town. So cute. Okay. I just put it in one of these loose leaf tea things because that's all I got. So I don't know if I'm supposed to put the whole thing in there, but it don't fit. It is very Christmassy. You have some dried apple, probably another dried citrusy kind of thing. Some cinnamon and clove, very good. And we have our day 6 yarn. Let's see if we've transitioned colors. Ooh, almost. Yay, we're getting into blue. Very pretty. Put that in the bowl. And it is finally time. I am itching to do some sewing, and today's the day. So we've got our 4 fat quarters. I have to get the measurements off the video. I think it was over 11 inches. So I know we can get 11 out of this. It's just a question of how long it really is. If it's over 18, that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press these first, spray them with the Best Press. We're gonna watch a video on how to do the snaps, and then we're gonna get started. So very excited to try this project. I think it would be a great present idea. It seems like it would be a pretty fast sew also. So let's give it a shot. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're gonna make the eyeglass case. I just watched the tutorial. It's a very easy tutorial. Of course, everything's in centimeters. She translated it into inches, but it's not quite like, you know, 4.3 inches. I'm not really going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4.5 inches wide by 17.5, which I wanted to watch the video first before I touched the fat quarters, because the fat quarters are only like 18 inches wide. So I wanted to make sure that we could do it out of the fat quarters before I touched those. So we've got that, and then she went, so we're gonna stitch the bottom at like 0.25 inch seam allowance. Then we're gonna do some maneuver. I'll link the video below. I can't really explain it. And then we are gonna sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance, leaving like 1.5 inch opening. For turning, we're gonna top stitch around the curve. I'm gonna have to rewrite this for myself. And then install the snap. Okay, so this we're gonna do lining, main, SF101, and then I think I want to add a layer of fusible fleece in there as well, just to make it nice and soft for your glasses. I think that would be a nice touch. And then she does a rounded corner. She just uses a bowl for that, so that's not really specific. I think we'll see. I've got this corner rounder tool from So Sweetness, which is really good. It's got a 1.5 inch corner round, a 2.5, a 3.5, and a 5. So it's just kind of a nice template to have. So we will check and see. We can either do the 1.5 or the 2.5. I'll cut the pieces out first and see what works best. And then we might just make a template for ourselves. We might just make a paper template for ourselves. That would be easier because then the corners will be perfectly rounded. So what I'm going to do with the fat quarters, since they're already a size I can put SF101 on, I'm going to iron these and pre-shrink them with the best press. And then I'm just going to cut a piece of SF101 this size, because the SF101 already comes at 20 inches, and these are usually 18 by 21, 22. So what I can do is just cut them at 22 inches, iron them on the entire piece, which is a lot faster, and then cut the pieces out. I like to do that with the fat quarters just to save time, because I'm using a lot of the fat quarter. So we'll do that, and I'll meet you back here when it's time to actually cut out the pieces. Myself a template, and we're going to be smart here, and we're only going to cut one out right now as a prototype, because I don't know that this is going to be the size that I want. So we're just going to start with one, put this one aside for now. The nice thing about this is that I can cut more than one. I mean, I could get like at least 3 out of this, so that's good. So I'm going to line up the stripe, since that's a directional. And you could go either way. You could go this way as well if you wanted, but I'm going to go this way. So we're just going to cut these ones out. We're going to cut the fleece, and then we're just going to try one. I'm going to try one, see what it looks like, see if we like this curve, if we want a larger curve than that, and if this is too wide or not. But I'm sure once we do the seams, it's going to cut that down a little bit, so we'll probably be fine. I can also do a reverse of this, so I could do 2 of the same, one where this stripy fabric is the lining and the plain fabric is on the outside. We can experiment. Alright, so now we're supposed to measure up 6.7 inches, but you know, that doesn't really work for me. So let's try 6.5 inches. I'm literally watching this and then pausing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it at that line. I don't know how I'm supposed to see that line afterwards. Okay, so we folded it at that line. Now you can see it coming together, that this is where the flap is going to go over. So that's our line. I'm going to press this, and then we're going to flip this up, and I'm going to press it just so that I have a nice clean press mark. So isn't that super clever? Now we can sew it all together and turn it inside out because of the way it is here. Super clever. Okay, so we're going to sew this at 1/4 of an inch. We're going to leave an opening here, up here at the top, that we can turn it out of. So I'm just going to line everything up, and then we're going to mark an opening. did not need to be that tight either. I definitely had more room here to work with. Okay, so we're gonna open this seam up a little bit, give ourselves some more space. So now we were upside down, so I'm gonna turn this back through here. Oof. Get us back to the right way around. We're gonna poke, poke, poke with our chopstick, and then we're gonna press this all down so it's nice and flat. And we're gonna poke this whole curve out to get that nice and defined. Okay, so stripes probably weren't the best thing to start with. It's kind of even, but not really. So we're gonna top stitch all the way around the outside here, from here to here. And that's going to close up our hole and also make a nice finish. Okay, I brought out 2 pairs of glasses just to see if we like this size. So this pair fits in there all the way. This pair definitely fits in there. I want to make sure that it's wide enough for sunglasses as well. So I think that's a good width. She doesn't have a good way of telling like how far down to go with the snap, so I think that would be good. You could already see this is very fiddly to make this look perfect. Okay, so we've got a mark here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the hole. I've got the hole cutter with the rivet press, and it's in the center, so we're going to do that. And then I've got the die, and where'd the die go? I don't have the die. Let's get the die. Okay, so most of the rivets for these are 4 pieces, but this looks like it's just the same 2 pieces on each side, which I don't know how they fit together like that, but okay. So we are going to take our hole pieces off of here. Going to attach our die pieces, and I don't know that that stays on. Whoa. Looks like it stays on, right? I'm not sure. We should probably pause here and go watch a video from the rivet press place about how that works. Okay, so there are 4 parts. So we've got those 2, well 3 parts because the caps are the same. So we've got a male and a female. So they should fit together like this. Okay, so we got a male and a female, that's good. Okay, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. We just want to make sure that the cap, the pretty side, is on the correct side. I'm going to put the male part on this side, and I think it's the same die we're using for both. So we're going to fit that in there and then press it on. And then what she did in the video is she just turned it over and kind of pressed down here to make the mark for the other side. So we can kind of see there where it is, and then we're going to have to take this off. So this plastic piece does stay on. I'm going to link both these videos, since they're so helpful, down below, so that if you've never worked with these plastic snaps before, it won't be a problem. Now the only problem I'm going to have is getting in here for this one, because I'm going to have to, since I've got an actual press here, I want to make sure I don't get the other piece of fabric in there. I want to make sure it's lying flat and lined up. Push it, and then what we need to do is have the pretty side coming through this way. Yay! I don't know if I like the padding. There's just so much padding. You know, I feel like I like the idea of the padding. Yeah, that snap is kind of, yeah, see, I just poked this out with the snap. I mean, these are like the cheapest pair of sunglasses you can get because I just use them for my photography. But yeah, that's still quite annoying that you have to snap on top of the glasses. So maybe the snap should be up here further. Maybe if the snap was up here further, it's like the glasses are already in there. But then I feel like there's too much room here. But I think that's fine. It doesn't need to be all the way up there. Yeah, maybe the snap should be up here further. So it's not right on top of the glasses. That is kind of annoying. Okay, so we'll make it up here further on the future one. And then I think we only need the fleece for this part. We don't need the fleece for the flap at all because it doesn't need to be in the seam allowance. It's just going to make bulkier seams. And this isn't a piece that needs all that fleece in the seams. So let's try take number 2. Okay, I think that worked out very well. So it's just a little less stiff because we didn't put the interfacing in everything. It lays flatter. You will see there, it lays flatter. And yeah, just not as bulky. And because we kept it out of the seam allowance, our corners are nice and neat. Whereas these ones I can't quite poke out all the way. So I think that's good. And because the interfacing isn't in there, it looks a little bit wider as well. I think that's good. It's just a little fiddly, like, you know, I wish this was completely tucked under, and yeah, I can't quite get this flat in the inside of this. So it's just little things like that that are going to annoy me as a person selling these. It's also really not something I can do with scrap fabric unless, you know, I hardly ever have a 17.5-inch piece of scrap fabric. So that's really the question there, is that realistic? Probably not, but if we are going to be getting some Hawaiian fabric for that, what I should do is I should make sure that I can get one of these and a piggy out of each piece of fabric. So I might be, or a couple of piggies out of each fabric. So I might be buying more like a half a yard of fabric instead of a quarter. And then you'll just see that we didn't fold it over quite as far. So I think that's really pretty. I think that's something I can easily do. It's just a question of lining it up correctly, you know. Yeah, I just have to be a little bit more accurate when I'm doing things because it's so small. It needs the attention to detail. So I think that will work out nicely. I've really just got the rest of this fabric, so I could do 2 more in each one with this fabric. And then maybe we will let the family try these out first, like my husband, and see if they like those before we put them for sale. I also don't know, I mean, that's the thing, I can't really do $5 like I do for the coin purses because this is going to be new fabric, and the new fabric is going to cost probably about $5 just to make this. So I have to think about a price for these. I think these would also be good for the yarn crawl because I know a lot of people wear reading glasses when they're doing crafts. So that would be good. It could also be, you know, it wouldn't be big enough for like a real pair of scissors, but it would be big enough for a pair of crafting scissors that you could put in there as well. So it doesn't have to be sunglasses or glasses. All good things for me to think about. I could do $10. Sandy had pointed out that the piggies are new fabric too, and they're harder to sew. So why am I selling those for $8? So maybe in the new year, we should raise the price of the piggies. I don't know that I would want to charge $10 for these, but I mean, it takes about the same amount of time as a piggy. I don't know. Would you pay $10 for a glass case? I don't know. Part of me feels like there are so many things out there that are cheaper, like on Amazon, that is, you know, do I really want to do this? The piggies are at least like something you're never going to find on Amazon. I feel like a glass case is pretty easy to find out there in the world that's obviously a lot cheaper. So let me know what you think. Okay, so that's it for this week. Let's take a look at our sunglass cases. Very cool. So like we talked about, this one's puffier because the fusible fleece is everywhere. This one is flatter, more defined points, because we have kept the fusible fleece out of the seam allowance. And we've also stopped the fusible fleece right there before the flap. So I think that's the way to go. Still not sure. Put it in the comments what you think about making these. I'm really never going to have scraps this size. So it would always be new fabric, and I don't know if it's even achievable. Maybe we'll go ahead and make the rest of them out of this fabric and just see if they sell it all at the next thing. I was also thinking of making needle cases. I don't know how many knitters or crocheters really want to keep like all of their needles or hooks in one thing. I know they have those rollable ones, which seem a better solution than anything I'm going to make. But I did purchase the snaps with the thought of making, you know, like a long needle holder with a flap and snaps for those. So that's another possibility. So let me know what you think below. Are you going to make any of these for presents? I think it would be a pretty quick make. You really don't need to add the fusible fleece. That's just something I did. So thank you very much for joining me. That's the end of another episode. In the next episode, we will be taking a trip to Joann's and looking for the Hawaiian fabric, go on an adventure, see if they have any more cookies left. We're also going to be working on the crochet bookmark idea, and we're going to be putting all the ornaments up on the tree. So I hope you join me for the next episode. And then next Saturday, we'll be back to sewing again with the project bag with the gingerbread fabric. So I hope you join me for one of those upcoming episodes, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Love you, friends. Bye.
Oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and